Melican Middle School students. This is Mr. Williams, your technology engineering teacher. Today I would like to talk to you a little bit about the ABCs of spring tune-up for your bicycle. It's in conjunction with the previous video that I made, the 6 subsystems of transportation. And one of them happened to be support. So support is fixing and maintaining a vehicle. Today's video is going to be about adjustments on the air, the brake, and the chain in your bicycle. So behind me, we have some of the articles that you'll need. Specifically, we have some tools that we're going to need. So we have an adjustable wrench, we have a pair of pliers, we have a open-end wrench, 2 different types of screwdrivers, a flathead screwdriver, a Phillips head screwdriver, and a series of Allen wrenches. You're going to need different types of lubricants. I have 2 of the main ones. We have oil and grease. They will help us reduce friction on your bicycle. And some other materials we're going to need will be a rag, some air pressure gauges. This one's a mechanical one, this one's a digital one, and then we have a pump. So what first I'd like to talk about is air pressure. So coming over here, on the sidewall of your bicycle, there's going to be a series of numbers on the side of your tire. So we're specifically looking for one that's labeled with the unit of measure PSI, pounds per square inch. So this one happens to have a range between 40 and 65. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my air pressure gauge. It's mechanical. So once we apply it to the air stem, it's going to push this lever out and it's going to indicate how much pressure is in the tire by looking at these numbers. So if I push this guy back in and I put this on the valve stem, this is what we call a valve stem case. So I'm going to push it down and you'll see that, hey Daisy, you'll see that the indicator comes out, and this one happens to be about 25 pounds per square inch. And there's a series of numbers on here. You're going to make sure that you get the right one, the one that's labeled PSI. So the range is between 40 and 65. So what I would do is I'd take my pump, put it onto my valve stem, add air to the tire, go back with my air pressure gauge, check it again until I get to the desired PSI. This one happens to be between 40 and 65 pounds per square inch. So if you want a soft ride, somewhere around 40 pounds per square inch. If you want a hard ride, you would have it up to 65. Now, if you think about it, friction is going to happen anytime you ride your bicycle in numerous places. So on this bicycle, if you're at the low range at 40, there's going to be more surface area of the tire on the road, creating more friction. It requires more effort on your part to move your bicycle. So if you want to make your ride a little easier, go in the upper ranges of your range for air. The next thing I'd like to talk about is adjusting your brakes. So I'm going to put these guys back, and on our brake we have, hey Daisy, hang it down. So on our bicycle we have the brake lever. When I squeeze it, it stops the wheel from turning. Hopefully that's obvious to you. But if I were to pull this brake lever and it touches my handlebar, that's probably out of adjustment. So there's 2 adjustments. There's a minor adjustment and there's a major adjustment. The minor adjustment would be to loosen this locking nut, move this thimble out so it's moving away from the brake handle, and then tighten it up and then try it. So moving that thimble away from the brake handle will give me more brake, making me stop a little easier. A major adjustment would be, if you look at this part of the bicycle, here's the rear brake, there's a brake shoe. And what we can do is, and I'll show you on a different bicycle how to adjust that, but we loosen this up with an Allen wrench, in this case an Allen wrench, and we would adjust it so that this brake shoe is riding on the rim of the bicycle, and that's going to stop it pretty effectively. If it's out of adjustment and it's hitting the rubber, it's going to wear it on your tire and possibly pop your tire. So there's a minor adjustment with your brake and a major adjustment with your brakes. So moving over to here, we have, and I'm going to grab some lubricants on my way over, and a rag. So A is air, B is brake. So now we're working on the chain. So if you were to look at this chain and you were to inspect it, it looks pretty dry. When I run my finger on it, there's a little bit of grease there, but not much. So what I would do is I would take my rag, and probably the easiest way to do this is to use this oil, put a little oil on my chain, and the rag is there to catch the oil so it doesn't mess up someone's floor. And then I'm gonna go in reverse, and I'm gonna spread out the oil by moving my chain throughout the sprocket mechanism. I can also use grease, so it's a little messier, so you probably need a small brush, and we can brush it on the chain, and the same thing, we reverse this like this, and it's gonna spread out the grease. Now, what I wanted to show you is, here's the brake shoe. So I took this brake shoe off just to show you. So the Allen wrenches are designed for this particular bicycle to fit into this nut, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So I'm gonna move it to the left, I'm gonna loosen this up, and I would adjust the brake shoe so it's only hitting the rim. Well, kids, that's the basics of tuning up your bicycle for the springtime. Hope you enjoyed your ride today and my video. So I would like to thank my son Jared for being the cameraman, and I'd like to leave you with this joke. Where would a crow be laid to rest?
I don't know, Mr. Williams. Where would the crow be laid to rest?
In our sarcophagus.